I'm Tengu Muna, and welcome to our Tribal Clinical Sunday Chat. I'm so delighted that you guys are here. I know many of you have been following this series for a while. So at Tribal Clinical, as you know, we're passionate about two things, clinical trials and success mindset, because they work perfectly together. The next idea number 3 for successful living, which is from the Yoga Sutras, is Tadā, draṣṭuh, svarūpe, vasthānam. And as you remember, the first idea was making sure that you dive deep and understand who you are as a human being living on this planet, and shut out the noise, dive deep, go find out what you are, learn about yourself, right? And now the teachings of myself are presented. And the second idea was that when you focus on learning the self and doing meditation and having silence, then your mind is going to calm down. The waves of your mind, the energies that are not serving you are going to calm down, and then you're going to be able to behold your true nature. So this is the continuation here. So what this says is that when that is accomplished, and that here is you meditating, you becoming aware of who you are, you stilling the waves and the vibrations of your mind, yoga cheta vritti nirodha, what happens is that the seer abides in its own true nature. So this is very deep, because who's the seer here? The seer is not you, the physical self, going around, and beholding the world. The seer is your true self. So what they're saying here is that when you do not have all those vibrations, right? Like, I always give the analogy of water or a lake, fish, let's just say there's fish in a little river, and all these mud fish, they're moving around and they're raising all this mud and all this dirt, and you can't really behold the bottom of this river. And, because there's so much activity. And then once that calms down, then you can behold this beautiful, the blueness and the little rocks that are all the way at the bottom, right? So that's the seer. So the seer abides in his own true nature. So in essence, your true nature, like I said, is your soul, right? There is that saying, in the Muslim tradition, that when God looks at us, there are no veils. Or when, if you're someone who is, does not believe in God, or you're someone who's not religious or spiritual, it doesn't really matter. But when your subconscious mind, let's say that if that is your case, when your subconscious mind beholds you, there's no limits. But between you and God, or between you and your subconscious mind, there are veils. They say there's 7 veils or more, because we are constantly bringing up new ideas of lack and limitation that take us away from ourself, from this true seer. The seer is there. The seer is there to serve us. And so we have to keep tapping into that. If we are disconnected from our true selves, then we get caught up with the things that are happening in the world. So the goal is to remove these veils between you and your true self, so that you can behold who you are. Why? Because that is the place from which you're supposed to be living in this world. There is nothing out here that's going to satisfy any of us. Not the amount of money, not shiny objects. They're there for our pleasure, but they are not the end result. You can never find happiness in a car. Yes, you can love it, drive it. Luxury cars are amazing and everything. But I know for a fact that that cannot feed my soul. I know that. And that is just a placeholder for what is possible for me, right? It's an outcome of maybe my move to more abundance. So what they say is that consciousness does not change its true nature simply because it is confounded with the physical, the changing states of the mind and intelligence. So consciousness is there. It's not going to change its nature or anything because, it's you're living this life and doing all these things. It might mistake itself for a little bit because of what we're doing to be this changing state, the physical body and all of that. But consciousness, at the end of the day, that is not what it is. There is a deeper being to us. It's like the moon sees its reflection in a lake, and then it starts thinking like, oh my goodness, that's me down there, that's little me. My little reflection in the lake, that's me. But that's what we do. I mean, we're these infinite beings. And I have to always remind myself, like, you know what, Tengu, you're not this little physical person, 5'3", running around this planet, a certain body size and all of that. There was more to you. So I always tap into that deeper side of me, and I've experienced it so many times. So, the infinite moon looks at the lake and sees its little reflection and goes, oh, wow, that's me. And so what happens? What happens when the moon looks at a lake and sees its reflection and starts thinking that that's it? It starts thinking small, right? Or you look, at a pond and you look at your face and say, oh, wow, look at that. That's me. What happens is that you automatically shrink yourself. So that's what we're doing. But we got to be calm. Practice calmness, get into ourselves so that we can tap into the divine nature. And it is from that we launch into the world. So that's our third idea, Tadā, draṣṭuh, svarūpe, vasthānam. When that is accomplished, when I release the tantrums and the craziness of my mind and my emotions, then I abide in my own true nature. And remember, guys, this is not a certificate that we get once and we put on a wall and say, wow, I'm now enlightened. It's a journey. It's an infinite journey. But the more that we work towards it, the more that results happen. And the more that we actually see it translate in every aspect of our lives. Nobody out here will give you anything. I promise you that. We have relationships because it's a beautiful thing to have family, friends, husbands, wives, and all of that stuff. But they're never going to satisfy us because that's not what they're created for. We are all created to go within the depths of ourselves, tap into that, understand who we are, and then bring that into the world. So my dependency is not on the people that are around me. My dependency is in the seer that is always abiding in its own true nature. So there we have it. Join the WhatsApp group. That's my nice segue. Join the WhatsApp group. So many of you are on Facebook. You're kind of just there being general, and go deep. Join the WhatsApp group. Commit to something, commit to your growth and join that. Again, free resources on the Facebook group. You have the YouTube playlist. We have free webinars as well. I mean, the webinar is really attended by the people in our WhatsApp group, and they're really enjoying it. And they get certificates, by the way, for attending. So you can book a call with me as well. If you're interested in our clinical research training programs, let us know. Seriously, dive, you guys, dive into the pearls of who you are. Dive, my goodness. Take action, execute, and a way will be made for you. And remember to stay passionate, be full of integrity, and always rise to higher levels of excellence in your life. And I will see you on another Sunday chat. Bye.